The George Mason invite, we were really trying to get what we didn't get the previous weekend, and that's multiple trips down the course, and the ability to race, figure out some adjustments, and then race again. I think we saw really good adjustments in all the boats. I think the 4 got a little bit tired after their heat, but they're also the only boat that made it to the grand finals, so their competition level is up there. Posted good times in both the 2V and the 1V in the petite finals. Obviously, doesn't matter if you're not in the grand final, whether you post the fastest time than people in the grand final, because you got to be in the race. But I think we learned a lot of things about ourselves, and hopefully we're taking that into a good racing condition this weekend. The course was installed this weekend, so it's ready to go for this upcoming weekend. The installer and I finished it up, what we have for the buoys we have in place for this weekend yesterday on Monday. So I think it's ready to go. It's nice and straight, nice and tight. We don't have to do much adjustment until we add more lane lines in the future, which we could put in, but with a dual race, we're just going with 3 lanes. For the opening, I think it's just going to be really a chance to show the lake out and make some people understand what we have to offer now that we've invested in rowing in the area. And what EMU is building in the community is going to be huge for both rowing, the township, and all of our partners that have made this happen. The course is going to pay dividends: recruiting, racing, travel. To be honest, budget. When you don't have to travel as many weekends to get competition, because you can have people come to you and you have something that they want to come and participate at, is going to be a nice addition. The ability to host conference championships in the future. A couple of the conference championship sites are very, very busy, so adding another venue that is of a level that can host a conference championship is going to help out kind of the entire collegiate rowing community. Recruiting-wise, we are one of 2 universities that owns our own course. Sorry, 3 universities that owns our own course. So we have a lot of ability to use it however we want to use it, for training, for bringing other teams in for camps, just ways to get more people on our lake and seeing what we have to offer here at EMU and in Ypsilanti. Yeah, senior day, obviously it's a huge day. This is 4 years. This is the group of seniors that we recruited while in COVID, all on virtual visits, and convinced them that this is the home they should come to and the sport they should do. And they've just been huge in changing the way our program's going. I'll name some names. Abby Simpson, who's currently 3rd on our record board, really finding a lot of speed. And I think in the next couple of weeks, we do another 2K, she's probably going to move up again. Reagan Fazakis, who will do any job, anywhere, works incredibly hard. Laura Borchers, who is our 7-seat, has kind of rode that 7-seat, the 1V, for 2 or 3 years, is a great stabilizing, calming factor, adding a lot of maturity to the boat. And she's going to go to grad school at Duke, so obviously great student. Abby Goodwin, who's been the coxswain of the 1V for all 4 years she's been here, has really been the leader and the brain in that boat, that's led to a lot of success. Abby Foscaldo, who's really working well, pushing our 2V to new speed that we need to be competitive across the entire board at CAAs. Olivia Bray, who's been the 2V coxswain for the entire time and gone back and forth with Abby over the last couple of years to really bring our game and our coxswains up. Sanina Bukaram, Jess Leroy, Lindsay Rock, all have just been huge factors in building our depth, like filling in the 4s and making sure that we have the depth on the team to practice and race how we want to race. Jess had a great weekend this last weekend, stepping up to stroke the 3v8, and they really were aggressive and had some good racing. First in their first race and a 3rd. Claire Greenfelder, who's really stepped up in the last 2 years in the 4, where those points are just as needed to win a championship as any other points, and really had a really good push at the end of this semester. Alexandra Walsh, who has really increased her standing on the team. She started as a freshman walk-on as a coxswain, and has been our 3V coxswain, cox at 2V and the 1V at points last year, or not our 3V, our varsity 4 coxswain, and has really, really done a nice job learning the sport. AJ Old, who was a freshman last year and has been really working hard to try and make it into those lineups. And Casey Johnson, who is in her third year rowing, but was very instrumental last year in the depth of the squad to make sure we were able to race all the boats we wanted to race. And this year in the 4, trying to kind of seal those last few points that we need to move up in the conference. So weather for this weekend and the race, it looks like it's going to be a little bit rainy, but about 79, 80 degrees. So it'll be warm and rainy, which everyone prefers warm and rainy to cold and rainy. But rain kind of comes through. There's a southwest wind, so that actually comes from the most beneficial side if we're going to get some wind. It's a pretty high wind, but the direction is going to make it, I believe, pretty rowable. Dayton looks like they've had a lot of racing experience. They were at the Connect Cup, they were at Sierra last weekend, and I think they were at the St. Joe's Invite 3 weeks ago. So they have a lot of racing experience. It'll be good to kind of get on the course, race them hard, and use that to compare with some of the other teams they've seen to figure out where we fall in the overall mix. We're going to try and get everybody who's eligible to race this weekend and really get a lot of boats on the water and give a lot of people some experience that haven't been able to get it through some of the earlier races.